this is faith-based outcome independence. The Lord said, can you trust me, son? Can you believe no matter how it looks, no matter how many people mock you and make fun of you? And he said, Lord, I will trust you. You've proved yourself to me over and over. Of course, now we know that he could have missed God, but he didn't. He heard God say, I am going to make him whole at exactly this time. It reminds me of a story. I wish I could find it. There was this little crippled girl, and she was really all crippled up, and she was all bound up all her life. But she was a lover of Jesus. I mean, she just loved Jesus. While the other kids were out there playing, she was all crippled up, and she was just all crippled up, and she had visitations from heaven, and she'd be crying. And about when she was about 14 years old, Jesus came to her. And Jesus said to her, on such and such a night, at such and such a time, honey, I'm going to make you completely whole. Well, she got so excited, and she told, and her family was poverty-stricken, and she told her daddy, she said, Daddy, Jesus came to me. Did he, honey? Yes, Jesus came to me. And she was all twisted. I mean, she was, it's an amazing story. She was all twisted up. Her face was twisted up, her whole body, and said, Daddy, Jesus came to me and said, on such and such a day, at such and such a time, I'm going to be completely healed. Is that right, honey? I need a dress, Daddy. I need shoes. He's never been able to wear a normal dress or wear shoes. Her feet were all crippled and twisted. Daddy, I need him. Well, I need him. And the husband got frustrated and said, we can't afford it. Honey, we can't afford it, because he thought she was just daydreaming it. Daddy, I'm telling you, Jesus is going to heal me on such and such a date at such and such a time. I need a pair of clothes because I'm going to church. It was like a Sunday morning early. I'm going to church Sunday morning. Well, the word got out that she had lost her mind. She's telling everybody this is a number of months ahead of time. Oh, I'm going to be healed on such and such a date at such and such a time. And she kept begging her parents, will you please? Finally, one of the women in church was moved with compassion and said, she wants a new dress. I'm going to get her a new dress. And finally, she went and made her a dress, the right size and the right shape, a beautiful Sunday going to church dress. And then the daddy, finally, his heart broke and said, he told his wife, I know we can't afford shoes, but my little girl wants them. And so we got to kind of figure out what size feet she would have if she was normal. And so he went and bought her these beautiful pair of wonderful shoes. She had never, her legs were all twisted up. And so people were mocking her, making fun of her. And so the day came, and she said, Daddy, now put me in a chair in the front room. Daddy, put me in a chair in the front room. And so they took her and they put her in the chair, and she's all twisted up, and her relatives are all sitting there. Everybody's in the front room watching, and hear the clock bang, midnight, boom, or whatever time it was, boom. Nothing happened. Nothing happened, but her face began to glow, and she began to say, Jesus, he's here, he's here. She started weeping. Oh, Daddy, Jesus is here. He's walking towards me. And they could feel the presence of God was so thick in that room. And the next thing you know, they saw her little body begin to twist and turn. Everybody there, and her feet straightened up, and her legs straightened up, and her head straightened up, and she became normal. And her mother took her aside and put on her shoes and put on her beautiful dress, and she walked and skipped and danced for the first time in her life, walking with her family to the local church. See, God gave a time and a date. But see, that's for covenant walkers, covenant partakers, people who are walking close to God.